They said it sounded funny. They mocked the accent, the rhythm, even the way Filipinos said "open the light." But what they didn't realize was that the world would soon start to sound more Filipino than ever before. For decades, Filipino English was treated as an imitation, not quite American, not quite British. But today, it's the accent of international call centers, global classrooms, and even AI voice models. This is the story of how a once-mocked dialect became the voice of a connected world. When the Americans colonized the Philippines in 1898, they brought not just governance, but language. English became the language of education, government, and opportunity. But Filipinos didn't just copy it, they transformed it. By the 1920s, a new form of English was emerging, shaped by local dialects, tone, and culture. It was no longer just English. It was Filipino English. For millions of Filipinos, English was a ticket to a better life. Parents wanted their kids to speak it fluently, not just to pass exams, but to reach the world. English became the bridge from the islands to the global stage, from call centers to Hollywood. In the 1960s and 70s, the term Carabao English was used to mock those who spoke imperfect English. It symbolized the class divide. Fluent English meant power, broken English meant inferiority. But what people called Carabao English was, in truth, the beginning of linguistic evolution. As the years passed, Filipinos began owning their way of speaking. Words like comfort room, open the light, and kindly fill up this form became uniquely Filipino expressions, local but functional. The mockery started to fade as identity took its place. Early 2000s, the world's biggest companies started outsourcing customer service, and the Philippines became ground zero. Why? Because Filipino English was neutral, clear, and pleasant to the ear. American customers found it easier to understand Filipinos than people from anywhere else in Asia. While the world was trying to standardize perfect English, Filipino English proved something different. Communication isn't about accent, it's about connection. Filipinos mastered empathy in conversation, and empathy became the currency of the global economy. The Philippines ranks among the top English-speaking countries in Asia. English is used in schools, universities, and even government debates. This educational foundation gave Filipinos a unique advantage, a population trained not only to speak English but to think in it. Hollywood and Western media once dominated global language trends. But now, the Filipino accent carries influence across international media, from online English tutors to social media influencers reaching audiences from Korea to Canada. Filipino English isn't cold or mechanical. It's warm, polite, and emotionally intelligent. The tone carries friendliness, a cultural reflection of the Filipino value of pakikisama, getting along with others. This emotional tone made Filipino English perfect for customer relations, and soon, it became the global standard. Unlike many Asian accents, Filipino English doesn't carry heavy tonal variations. It sits between the American and British sound, smooth, rhythmic, and globally understandable. That neutral sound became a competitive advantage. Today, tens of thousands of Filipinos teach English online to students in Japan, China, Korea, and Europe. They're shaping how millions around the world learn and speak English, spreading the Filipino version without even realizing it. Remember when people joked about the Filipino accent? Now, American AI models are being trained using Filipino voices. Voice assistants, automated customer systems, and even language learning apps now borrow that same warm cadence once called funny. Filipino vloggers, podcasters, and streamers have introduced a global audience to Filipino English, casual, confident, and creative. The new generation doesn't hide their accent. They own it, and the world listens. Listen closely to call centers, travel videos, or online courses, and you'll hear the rhythm of Filipino English everywhere. It's not just being understood, it's being imitated. English is no longer owned by America or Britain. It's now the world's language, adapted by every culture. And among those new forms, Filipino English stands out for its clarity, friendliness, and global reach. Filipinos adapt. It's in their DNA. When English came, they didn't resist it. They absorbed it, reshaped it, and made it theirs. Adaptation became the secret weapon that turned colonial inheritance into modern success. The business process outsourcing (BPO) industry now generates over $30 billion a year in the Philippines. That's billions powered purely by voice, tone, and communication. A language once mocked now fuels a national economy. Filipino English isn't just about pronunciation. It carries culture. The way Filipinos say yes ma'am or sorry pa mixes English words with Filipino respect. It's a language of courtesy, blending Western structure with Eastern heart. Filipino humor shines through the language. Playful, self-aware, and naturally engaging. That humor makes communication human, something machines still can't replicate. Social media gave Filipinos a voice, literally. From TikTok teachers to English coaches, the Filipino accent now trends online. The world no longer mocks it. The world subscribes to it. In animation, gaming, and dubbing, Filipino voice actors are in high demand. Why? Because their delivery is globally understandable and emotionally expressive. As AI voice models expand, many tech companies are quietly sourcing Filipino voices for training datasets. That same neutral warmth is now embedded in technology that speaks to billions. Every hello, sir, thank you, ma'am, and have a nice day carries generations of cultural blending. It's not just English. It's the Filipino soul speaking through English words. In a world becoming more automated and cold, Filipino English brings back something timeless: respect. It's in every tone, every good morning, every pause that listens. Filipino teachers have redefined English education online. Their warmth, patience, and clarity make them some of the most beloved tutors worldwide. In every classroom from Seoul to Sao Paulo, Filipino English echoes. The secret was never about pronunciation. It was about connection. Filipinos learned that real communication isn't about sounding perfect. It's about making people feel understood. Linguists now predict that by 2050, most English speakers will be from outside native-speaking countries. And among these new voices, Filipino English will be one of the most influential forms. What was once laughed at is now loved. Filipino English has traveled the world, not through conquest, but through compassion. And that's the most powerful form of influence there is. In a single day, millions of Filipino voices connect continents. A teacher in Manila explains grammar to a child in Tokyo. A nurse in London comforts a patient with words spoken softly in Filipino English. A virtual assistant in Cebu helps a business in California run smoothly. Every good morning and how can I help you today crosses oceans. The sound of Filipino English isn't just heard, it's felt. What started as a colonial language has become a bridge, a living symbol of how the Philippines connects cultures, economies, and hearts. For centuries, the voices that shaped global English came from the West, from London, New York, and Los Angeles. But today, the story is changing. From Nairobi to New Delhi, from Manila to Jakarta, English is no longer owned, it's shared. Filipino English stands proudly among them, a sound that represents the rise of the global South. It's proof that English isn't a weapon of colonization anymore. It's a tool of empowerment. When you hear Filipino English, you're hearing the sound of resilience. A people who took what was once imposed and turned it into an instrument of influence. And as the world keeps changing, one thing is certain. The Filipino voice, warm, clear, and kind, will continue to shape how humanity speaks, listens, and connects. They called it funny once. Now it's the sound of the world speaking as one. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.